Hi everybody. Fall is setting in, and with that the temperatures are dropping, so it's cold. But I like cold weather because that means it's soup time. So tomorrow is National Drink a Beer Day, so we're making beer bread. And then later on we're going to make beer cheese soup to go with our beer bread. So we'll get started on this. We'll get it in the oven. And what we're going to start with is 6 cups of flour. We've got 2 tablespoons of baking powder. We've got 2 teaspoons of salt and a half a cup of sugar. Now this recipe is going to make 2 loaves of bread. I'm doubling the recipe because I know my family's going to eat this. And it's a super easy recipe. If you've never made beer bread before, don't be afraid of it. If you don't want to use this, you can use self-rising flour. I don't use self-rising flour because I don't make enough beer bread to use self-rising flour. So we've got our beer here. We're going to do 2 cans of beer. We're going to just pour that in. I know most of my friends up here in Minnesota have made beer bread before, homemade beer bread. There. Look at that foaminess, and it smells good. So we'll get this mixed up. Look at that. It's going to mix up really good and turn into a nice batter or dough. Yeah, I think that's about how we want it. There. Got a nice dough going on there. So I haven't made this recipe before, so this is new. The last beer bread recipe that I made, it was more of a batter and I poured it in. But this is a dough, an actual dough. So we'll go with it. There's our beer bread. All right. So we've got our our loaf pans here. I've sprayed them down with baking spray. I've got 1 cup of butter melted and cooled in here. We're going to pour a little bit here. You want to save some for the top of the beer bread. Alright. So let's get this bread in the loaf pans. I'll split it in half and get half in here and half in the other one. Look at that. Okay, we'll just get that spread out a little bit. I'll use my fingers to do this because, yeah, it'll be easier than a spoon. So get that spread out in there. We'll spread this one out. Okay. I love the smell of homemade beer bread. I do. So I'm going to use my sticky fingers and keep that. We're going to pour the rest of our butter on top of this bread. The recipe is called buttery beer bread, and now I know why. All right. So wipe the dough off my hands. There. And our oven is set at 350. We're going to put this in the oven, and it's going to sit in here for about 50 minutes to an hour, or until it's done. And then we'll come back and we'll test it to make sure our toothpick comes out clean. It's gone off. We're going to pull our beer bread out, and it looks amazing. I've already tested it, and the toothpick has come out clean, but look at that beautiful beer bread. Come in and get a closer look at this. There's our beer bread. That looks gorgeous. So put that off to the side now. We're working on our beer cheese soup for now. I'm doubling the recipe yet again, and I hope my pan is big enough for it. So we're going to melt this butter, and then we'll come back and add the rest of the stuff. Now that our butter is melted, you want to come in here and get a good look at this butter. We've got 3 sticks of melted butter. We've got 1.5 cups of flour. We're going to mix in. We're going to whisk that in really quick. Thicken that up a little bit. Okay. There's our base for our beer cheese soup. Now we're going to mix in our cans of beer here. We've got 2 cans of beer. And just keep whisking it so it doesn't clump up. Ooh, that's starting to really thicken up there. Well, can number 2. Can number 2 there. There. Nice and smooth. All right. Now again, I've doubled the recipe so we can have extra soup. All right. Let me just look at my recipe here. Okay, now we're going to get our stock in. It's going to be 8 cups of chicken stock. 2. Ooh, almost dumped that all over the counter. Well, that's good to know. That's 4 cups. It's good to know one of these is exactly 4 cups of chicken stock. So, I don't need to measure this one. That's what they need to do is write on here, 4 cups. There, we'll get our chicken stock in. There. Chicken stock. Alright, then we're going to put the rest of our stuff in. We're going to do 4 teaspoons Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce. 2. That was gross. Gently add your Worcestershire sauce, otherwise it splashes back on you. Alright. Alright, 2 teaspoons of ground mustard. A little dilly bob off. 2 of these. We're going to do 1 teaspoon each pepper and salt. I could have had these measured out beforehand, but I kind of got lazy today. It's a nice cool day. There, you want to get a good look at these spices in here? Look at that. Okay, then we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Gotta have some heat. A little bit of heat there. It's already starting to come to a boil, so there, that little cayenne pepper is going to give it a little bit of a bite to it. I'll get those. All right. So we're going to bring this to a boil, and then we'll check on it. It's going to thicken up. As soon as it comes to a boil and thickens, we'll come back and check on it. Woo, it's boiling over. Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, I made a mess. Oh my goodness.
Mom.
You gotta watch beer when you're cooking with it because, yeah, it does get foamy. This stuff quickly got away from me. Whew. So, whew. We'll just get that out of there. Anyways. Yes, you gotta be careful with the beer. Alright, I gotta find another whisk here, not that teeny tiny one. Whew. That made a mess. I'll just wipe the handle off here because I can't find my other one. That quickly turned bad, didn't it? Alright, that's alright. We're still good. Now we're just going to add the cheese. So it's thickened the way we wanted it, even after that debacle. we're going to add 8 cups of sharp cheddar cheese, and we're going to let that melt. Just going to add it in a little at a time. Let it melt. Oh, I did burn myself, so that's not a good thing. Got a nice burn on my hand. There, that's 4 cups of cheese. Oh, but it smells so good. All right, full 8 cups of cheese going in. I'm gonna get me some longer handled whisks, that's for sure. All right, here's the rest of the cheese. Going in. That's it. This cheese is melting really nice in here. Nice velvety, creamy soup. But we'll let this melt, then we'll come back and dish it up. Our soup is done, and not without a mishap and an injury, that's for sure. So, but here's our beer cheese soup. Lovely beer cheese soup. It's nice and creamy. There's still some chunks of cheese in there. Some of it's not going to melt. But there we go. We've got our beer cheese soup. We've got our beer bread. It's great for a nice cold day like today. And to celebrate National Drink a Beer Day. But I'm going to go eat my beer and watch the Vikings play. So, Skol Vikings. Have a great day.